I'm just gonna play music until I see people show up. Otherwise, another Friday cancellation, unfortunately. I'm perfectly ready to roll. I got things on deck that you wouldn't believe. I'm actually doing this. I'm gonna show some stuff anyway. Fuck all y'all.
But then, when I signed the bipartisan infrastructure again, which I want to say one thing to your children. I know some really great ice cream places around here. And Daddy owes you. Yeah?
Customers' properties, and all of a sudden all the roads were being blocked off right in front of me, and from the cops, and I would go to the next street and that would be blocked off, and the next one, and they just blocked everything off, forced everybody down on Front Street, in which then the flames were coming over our vehicles, not on our vehicles, but the flames are coming over top of our vehicles.
What street are you on at this point in time?
Front Street.
You're on Front Street
Yes.
itself?
Yep.
So you got directed onto Front Street?
Yep.
Where did you start?
Wait, why is this not playing?
I was going down the highway and they blocked it off and wouldn't let me go any further.
So you were coming from Laniapoco?
No, I was coming from Waiakuli.
Why? Okay, so you're heading
Going down the
you're
highway,
heading south.
and then they stopped us from going up on the bypass.
Okay, that was longer than the last
past
one.
The bypass to the other exits to go up there.
So you couldn't go up the bypass?
No. And then all of a sudden they said, everybody's off, get off this highway, go down this way, down into town. Then they started blocking everything off there, and then you were down on Front Street. And I got all the way down to
I want to say one thing to your children. I know some really great ice cream places around here. And Daddy owes you. Yeah?
Remember, Daddy
Talk to me after.
owes you, he says. Daddy owes you. Alright, well, since no one's showing up, let's stay in the dark, and let's do what I'm gonna do anyway. Fuck 'em with a stick. So, trans Muslim woman demands ex-lover return amputated nuts. Yeah, oh yeah. You got my nuts in the fridge next to the eggs? Make sure you give them back. Now there's a lawsuit. There's been more since this came up. So, trans Muslim woman demands ex-lover return amputated testicles from his refrigerator. Ooh, now this picture here is from the reveal when this dude got his balls back. He had to open the box, and it was, a medical waste box. And this was, then. And then they put them in the fridge next to the eggs, literally next to the eggs. And then they split up. And the balls stayed with the one who did not turn into a Muslim woman. So a Michigan trans Muslim woman is suing her former boyfriend to retrieve her balls that are sitting in his refrigerator. Brian Kingsley says William Vasilevich. It depends on if it's Polish or not. Wojciechowski, whatever, who cares, is holding her testicles and won't let them go. She wants her balls back. Who the hell wouldn't want their balls back? Well, probably this one, because they cut them off. There goes those gross feet that are always in these ads. I mean, the gross feet ad that's always in these articles. The defendant retains possession of my surgically extracted testicles, preserved in a mason jar kept in the fridge next to the eggs. Demand immediate return of my human remains specimen and damages of $6,500. 40-year-old Brian Kingsley wrote in an affidavit against 37-year-old William Monsters Inc. name, according to a report by Redux. In April, Kingsley posted a TikTok video titled "The Unboxing of D's Nuts," which showed him clad in a lace veil and a pink dress, which is the photo you saw, removing a clear bag with a biohazard label. That's this photo. Did I miss it? Oh, yeah. The video is captioned transgender woman unboxes her surgically extracted lady balls that was packaged by the hospital that performed her gender-affirming bottom surgery. Obviously, not the best with grammar. In the video, Kingsley held up the bag reportedly containing his testicles, then returned them to the box before performing a curtsy. Now here, I don't remember seeing this. Transgender Muslim Brian Kingsley sues boyfriend for keeping his testicles in jar in his fridge. So I guess this whack job in the blue hoodie decided to become a Muslim woman, get his balls cut off, and this guy's got the balls. Well, you know what? He who holds the balls holds them all. That's what I say. So he who holds them has the power of the balls. Right now that man is holding the power of 4 nuts, and it's a lot more than I'd like to talk about, to be honest with you. So anyway, let's go back to Gateway Pundit homepage, because there's a couple of good stories here. We have the nut job meet the radical Obama-loving official who delayed life-saving water. Obama-loving, not Obama-appointed official or anything like that, because that appointee shit bothers me. Meet the radical Obama-loving official who delayed life-saving water to Maui for several hours while the fires were contained. So the fires were contained, and this is the guide. So there's a video here, and I just want to go straight to the video. All right, where's the video? There's a dark but hard truth to the Maui catastrophe that has led to over 110 tragic deaths, way more. As wildfires rage, desperate residents petition state officials to send more water for firefighting and to help protect their properties from fire. That request went unanswered for. Now that's going to bring me straight into Twitter. I want to see this video. Is this the video? Can I play this? It says there's a video. Where is the... Well, let's look at this idiot's face. Look at his beta ass fucking weird ass. Like he had. Sorry, I had the AC on. It's freezing in here. Then I put my hoodie on and stuff, and to sit down so I could, have the cold room and wear something comfortable. And then it gets hot. Look at his extra soy making his face rounder. I don't even think that's a man. Alright, well, I guess this story doesn't have a video. So, I don't even see the point of really moving forward. What am I, 11 minutes in? I'm not really... You know what it is? When I go live on my own, and no one's expecting it, and there's a lot of people. There's about 10 people who would be like, hey, when you go live, let me know. I'll be there. And sometimes they are there. Walter shows up a lot. I'm not going to say other people, but then there's other people who say, hey, blah, blah, blah. And then I've never seen them. I've made them moderators. And then they don't seem to show up. I guess they're I guarantee I'll see all those people in KC's stream at 9 o'clock, which I just got docked some money to be a member of KC's. I don't pay anyone. I'm not into paying people to do what they get paid for already. Like for instance, and I love KC. That's why I do pay for his membership, because KC is someone I respect, someone I've always had respect for, especially knowing that a lot of his personal, challenges related to mine. At some points, mentally, a lot of things that he went through. I relate to. So I like KC. So I don't mind being a member of his channel, right? And of course, KC's channel, really, there's no point in being a member, because he doesn't do any special member stuff. It's just a matter of, I don't know. I know he knows what the members thing is about, but he hasn't used it in any proper way. And it seems like even KC, and no offense, KC, I love you to death, but it seems as if like if I was in his position, which I have been before, in a position where I had a large following, whatever. If people are, I didn't have members or anything like that, but like if I was in that position, if I had members and they're in the chat, right? I'm not, and super. That's what the thing is. I'm not a person who believes in paying someone to read my comment. You understand? So I'm not going to go on any stream and pay, even if it's $2, just for someone to read my comment and just brush it off. And it's not even like most people who, if you send them a super chat, they read it and just move on. They don't, even if someone sends $20, $50, they'll just read it, say thank you, and move on. If I'm going to send even $5 to you, I would like you to read the fucking thing I wrote and respond to it, right? They don't do it. So I would never pay. I paid one super chat to KC, trying to help him, and he ignored that too. So you know what? Like, it's not worth sending people money just to for them to read your comment on a on a live stream. Like, what do you want to see your own name? Like, it's not like I put my real name up there anyway. My name's, I don't even have J's in my name, you know what I mean? So yes, this says Buck Fiden. It's a very wonderful hoodie. that I had made from my previous YouTube channel that was taken away from me many, many months ago. And my Twitter account, of course. So, a couple people have these out there. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go on my rant since no one's here watching, and I have some time. I believe at 8 o'clock I'm going to be on another stream, which I'm not going to promote here because no one's watching. But they'll be watching there. I'll go back to what I was saying about super chats, and it's funny because this, whatever the name of this stream is has gone to shit because I'm not gonna make a stream and set up all this stuff for nothing. So I'm gonna wait until someone's looking at it. That's all, But I will say, when you become a member on someone's channel, let's say a channel like, and I'm using Casey as my example because I like Casey, so I'm not going to say anything bad about him, right? And it's the only channel that I'm a member of. Well, I'm a member of a few channels, but I'm not paying for those memberships. I'm not going to pay for any memberships. They're not worth paying for the most part. For the most part, I don't have anyone that's on YouTube that's allowed to say enough freely on YouTube for me to pay for a membership on YouTube. And Patreon, I'm not a fan of Patreon. I will locals is something that I would look into, depending on who is, who the person is. If I would want to pay a few dollars a month, like for instance, actually, you know what? Let's pull up a little something that might not be okay to pull up here, but you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I don't really care anymore. I'm gonna pull up a little something that WT is not really they're really not the biggest fans of this, so that's why I'm gonna do it. That's not why I didn't mean to say it like that. Sure didn't. Alright. So, here we have my favorite Gordon Flowers. Have you ever heard of Gordon Flowers? Now, these people, of course, the poachers of Predator. This is on Shrumble. They are the poachers of predators. Predator poachers. And on the top of the page, you will see this man. On the left, that is Alex Gordon Flowers goes by. Below is the mother of the big man in the gray shirt who has passed on. Rest in peace. She was hilarious. And the man in the gray shirt is a pedo who is now serving 50 years. Thanks to Alex, who's wearing the Huskies hoodie. Now, this is Predator Poachers. I just finished watching. Did I not like this video? Or did I? I just finished watching this here video. Pathetic pedo blames dating market on being in child porn. So, but yeah, it did. 179. So what this guy was saying was, and I agree with him in some sense, is that every time he talks to a girl or he meets a girl on here or there, they want money from him. In the end, he'll talk and be like, okay, well, you want to go get some dinner? And then at the end, the girl will be like, well, you got to pay, I did $50 to meet. It's like, are there any real humans just trying to meet people these days? So I feel bad because these days people aren't humans, and humans are not acting as humans anymore. So let's take a look at what Predator Poachers has on Rumble, because Predator Poachers, if you type Predator Poachers into this, well, I'm on Rumble right now too. If you type Predator Poachers into YT, you won't find anything. You'll find them at NVCAP, NVCAP, also PP Southeast Texas. That's where some of these videos here Now these are three great videos, 3 days in a row too, right? Former cop admits he's a pedo and gets sassy. Great video. 2 hours long, every second's worth it, especially the ends, which is not allowed to. Now this video's on YouTube. It's a lot shorter because a lot of it had to be cut out. Now, smug pedophile into infants and his own mother gets snappy. Now, this guy is 2 hours and 43 minutes long on YouTube. I'm not sure, but I'm sure I don't even know if this one's on YouTube. And then this one I saw on YouTube earlier, and the first thing I do is go, wait, let me go to Rumble. And then, yes, it's on Rumble, and then you see a lot more. It's a longer, there's a lot, nothing, it gets cut out. You could hear what they're actually talking about. There's not a lot of bleeps, blops, and bloops. Now, there's 15, 16, so you got 31, you got 34 pedos with the thumbs down on those 3 videos right there altogether. So I do suggest checking out Predator Poachers. Definitely Alex goes by Gordon Flowers. He says, he's going here. A Marine veteran gets graphic about the CP he watches. Massachusetts. Here in upstate New York, sick pedo admits to molesting his cousin and lusting after a 3-year-old. A week ago, Predator gives up on life amidst tons of CP, hands us his laptop, and lets us take him to the police department to get arrested. Arkansas. Bristol, PA. Predator had sex with his couch to impress his 13-year-old girl. Now, if that impresses girls, having sex with your couch, then I would have girls lined up around the block. Obviously, I'm not serious. Predator had sex with his couch. Predator whines and says we betrayed him when the cops come and arrest him. Yeah, well, they're not going to tell you we're going to call the cops and have you arrested. They want you to talk on camera and tell on yourself first. And a lot of these people are very deep into trading CP and stuff like that. And Converse, Texas, Bedford, Indiana, Springfield, Mass. These people are Oklahoma, Ohio, Texas again. They're originally Alex from Houston, Pennsylvania again. Don't forget the Luzerne County Predator Catcher, LC Predator Catcher. Check him out as well. I don't think he's on Rumble, but he's on YouTube. Doing well. I believe he had a really, really horrible loss in his, in his immediate family a few months back, and I wish him the best. I hope him and his son are doing well. Let me see if the LC Predator Catcher is on here. Nope, I spelled Predator wrong with it. Predator does not have an F in it, does it? Predator Catchers. Red wants minor in a porta potty. Oh, so this is FM. This is New York Creeps Spotlight. Oh, so no. This is a channel called Predator Catchers where they put videos up from. This one's from FM, Minnesota Pet Patrol. Now, OW Catcher, who's Toronto. Well, not Toronto. Ontario. Great. Child Pet Patrol, West Virginia. Great. Love those ladies. I believe they work with Colorado. It's another CPP, which not my favorite. Here you go, PP Southeast Texas, and as you can see, Alex or Gordon, whatever you want to call him, is right there. Hey, Chris. Yeah, no one showed up here, so I'm going over Predator Catchers on Rumble. Anyway, video this one, Skeeter Gene and Oma. Oma's probably the worst kind. He's not the worst kind, but he's like really not good at what he does. Like I said, trans pred tries to meet minor. This is a very interesting one. Now that's the LC Predator Catcher. That's the one I was talking about. New York Creep Spotlight is FM. He's here in New York. I actually talked with him about working out here on Long Island, where the original To Catch a Predator started, which was what, about 2.5 miles away from me, where the original Sting House for the first To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen was right here near me. And there isn't anyone doing this stuff out here where I live. They're doing it in the city, and there's only one guy, and it's FM from New York Creep Spotlight. So yes, of course they mean. Couches are sexy. That's why I have the line around the block. They need to be more than slapped in the penis. Let me show you. Well, I don't know if you're gonna watch, but the Predator Poachers videos, the last few. Check what these guys are doing. This is sick shit. These guys. This one I watched earlier. Pathetic pedophile blames the dating market on being in child porn. On being into, I think they meant into child porn. And like I said, I agree with him in a way, because women aren't normal anymore. And what he says is on there, he says, every time I talk to a girl and I, we get along, blah, blah, blah. And then I say, okay, do you want to meet for lunch or blah, whatever it is? She ends up saying, well, it's $100 for a meetup. After talking for days and getting to know each other, then they want money for a meetup. That's happening all over. I can't believe. I mean, you cannot meet women on the internet anymore. There was a time where meeting people on the internet worked, but it's going now. It's just every female is not real. So unless you know them personally, you know what I mean. I would suggest meeting people at the supermarket, just like the old days. Meeting people in I don't go to bars per se, but like if you want to go to a bar and meet some drunk slut, whatever. I would look for the ones who are the designated drivers. That would be my suggestion. But smug pedophile into infants, and his mom gets snappy. Former cop admits he's a pedophile. I already read this in the everyone left, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back to talking about what I was talking about before. So, is there a real point in becoming a member to a channel? Now, if you want to support a channel, this is what I don't understand about the internet. If you want to support like a small channel, I'm not talking about like a channel like mine that's just like with a couple subscribers. I'm talking about, it's just a small channel that isn't doing like not a 200,000 subscriber channel, maybe, a couple thousand, 5, 10, whatever. You want to support them, that might be helpful, because they probably don't make much, off of YouTube, even though they do make money off of YouTube. But the thing is, once they start making money just by making videos, with AdSense and stuff like that, when I start to see people asking for super chats or donations and stuff like that, it kind of gets me it kind of like ticks me off a little bit, because after a while they just sit back and do nothing. Look at, and I'd love to talk. I'm probably gonna talk to KC later tonight about this, because he loves this Dabbleverse thing. He loves it, and I don't think he knows what he's getting himself into. Like, there's a lot of people, including me and my friend who usually is doing Friday nights with me, both left that verse because of how immature. I'll speak for myself. Immature, as Ray DeVito was saying last night, infighting. They don't know who they can be friends with. Like, this is getting crazy, and this is all over a bunch of small YouTube channels. This isn't like some big fucking. I mean, a lot of these guys don't need to do this shit, and a lot of them shouldn't be doing it. I believe it's not helping some people. Maybe in the short term, it might help someone like Chad Zumach or Ray, but I think in the future, remember, because the internet is forever. I don't know how the thing is, just like anything that's new, you don't know how it's going to play out 5-10 years down the line. So now with all this crap, all this infighting, blah blah blah, and then you look towards the younger people, because like when you got people like Kevin Brennan and Bob Levy, and God bless Bob Levy, I love him, I've always loved Bob Levy. He probably doesn't remember me, but I used to see him at Governor's Comedy Club all the time. We'd hang out, drink, have a couple of drinks, and he was always the greatest. But people of that age getting into this stuff, Shuley, I mean, they're not funny. I mean, they're not really doing anything special. Carl at WATP that was his thing. A lot of these other guys already had careers, and they're just kind of saying, hey, look, I found this little niche and I'm going to squeeze myself into it. And since I already have like a name for myself, it should be easy to squeeze in. And it is. And they do. And it kind of ruins everything, because they start this fighting against, telling people, hey, I don't want, if you're going to be on my show, then don't go on that show and this show and that show. And there's fucking 8,000 shows. You can hardly keep track. They have 9 shows a day with the same people talking about the same shit. And they'll call it a different name. There's this show, there's the BS show, and then there's the Shuley show, and then there's the Fart show, and then there's DeVito and Friends, and then there's Stuttering John show, and and it's all the same people, maybe just in maybe different squares. You understand? So that's why last night if anyone, I mean, no one's watching this, but I didn't hang around for KC's stream last night because he brought Ray DeVito in, and I've heard enough out of this guy. He's boring. He's not funny. I mean, everyone in the chat doesn't want to hear from him, and then there's people like Joey C, who I don't know, so I don't have anything bad to say about him at all, other than the one time he was on a stream, he literally said nothing the whole time. He just sat in the middle out of the 3 boxes that were on the screen. He sat in the middle and basically said nothing. I forgot what it was that I was watching, but I forgot that he was there until I looked up and realized he was still on the screen. And then he just vanished out of that one. But it seems to me that they should be looking, in my opinion, this is my opinion, of course, but in my opinion, they should be looking for outside people that people don't know. Like people that might have, not like a whack pack. I'm not saying like look for the whack pack, because they are the whack pack. It's almost like look for the normal people that are going to come in and set everybody straight. I would love to do that myself, but that's not, something I would do. But, a lot of them think they're smarter than they are, and a lot of it has to do with where they came from. Comedians have a tendency, yeah, they do have a tendency to be narcissist or narcissistic, and also have big heads. Now, also they're funny on stage, quiet off stage. There's all those stereotypes. Not always true with everyone, but a lot of them do grow a real ego, and that's the thing. Because when you go on stage, I've done stand-up comedy. I'm not saying I'm the best stand-up comic in the world. I've been on stage in some pretty decent places back almost 20 years ago now. I only did it for like 2 years, but there is a big ego boost, ego rush when you're on stage. For me, it was the 2004 New York Comedy Festival at the Laugh Factory in Manhattan, and I had people laughing, and it was a good time. And at the time, the headliner was the guy who won Last Comic Standing, like the first season, and then Stephen Wright was the headliner, and I was before them. And I had people laughing. It was really funny. And when you get that feeling, it gives you almost like a power. It's almost like holding power. And I guess when you keep going and going for years of that, and then you get off stage and people praise you, but then even if your real life is just a disaster, it really doesn't matter, because you feel like you're holding like a bunch of people in your hand, like, and they'll do whatever you say. So you could just jump on YouTube and say, "Hey, I have a YouTube channel," and then boom, and then you monetize it. All of a sudden, your jokes aren't as funny anymore, right? Because you're overexposing yourself. Now people are getting tired of you. This is what's happening. I don't know if people are noticing this or not, but it's what's happening. And I hope people who watch this understand what I'm talking about. I was going to cover, first of all, I was going to cover Hawaii. Let me shut this music off for a second. I literally have to do it like this? Okay. So I was going to cover Hawaii. I was going to cover Michael Orr from The Blind Side and the lawsuit that's going to happen between him and the attorneys, who are the family that we probably all would say adopted him, but no, they just took out a conservatorship on him, which means he was not adopted, and he's claiming they stole his money. And I wanted to get into that, but I would only do that when people are watching live. Then, of course, Donald Trump, talking about elections being rigged, said that people are riggers. Of course they are. There's many riggers. And of course Al Sharpton and Keith Boykin on CNN and someone on MSNBC, they all immediately, because they are the racists, immediately go to race and think that, oh, well, it sounds like another word that's racist, so that's what he meant. Now, you're an idiot if you think that. You're a fucking idiot. I know no one's watching, but if you ever do see this, you're a fucking stupid retard. What is wrong with you? Are you fucking serious? He's talking about rigging an election. Riggers. It's a word. Anyway. Who likes kids and ice cream?
I want to say one thing to your children. I know some really great ice cream places around here. And Daddy owes you. Okay? So talk to me after.
And what happens when you talk to him afterwards?
Este negocio de las Score tiene dueño, CJNG, y se tiene que reportar cada semana. Se va a controlar con un brazalete que se les entregará con nuestra parte.
Now, did you understand that, or do you understand this?
But then, when I signed the bipartisan infrastructure again, which...
And then after that, you turn into this.
Okay. I'm just going to close the door. You stay right there before we move. Hey, calm down. Hey, calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Now let's go back to Joe. No, let's not go back, actually.
Back up.
If someone was watching there, I was going to play Joe talking about the kids and the ice cream. Let's play it again anyway. Fuck it.
I want to say one thing to your children. I know some really great ice cream places around here. And Daddy owes you.
Who's that guy with the cowboy hat up there? I mean, god damn these people. And god damn your righteous hand. So what I'm going to do, since, when you pause music on this thing, doesn't matter if you pause it or not, it's plays. So, that's what it is. If I'm going to be here by myself, I might as well smoke alone. What else did I have in on the docket? A couple of things I sent over to Chris, and I obviously was not prepared to play them directly without prior knowledge of knowing I needed to have them queued up for on my side, because Chris usually queues up everything on his side for this. So of course but last minute really. All right, about 2 hours, but I was also busy, and I was gonna get myself prepared at like 6:40, so I didn't have all the stuff ready. Last week we did Strange History. If you like Strange History, go watch other videos where I do plenty of it. I'll probably do one later tonight. But I've been going for 41 minutes without anyone popping in other than Chris and one or two random other people that have not said anything. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye and thanks, I guess. Fuck it, let's dance. Thank you, anyone who sees this and watched this. I appreciate it. I haven't checked out Rumble, but if anyone's watching on Rumble, thank you very much. Have a good night. Enjoy.